What do Jason Goes to Hell, Midnight Cowboy, and the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel ever made have in common? Well, stay tuned to Staunch TV to find out.
He came back from the dead for me.
God, my boyfriend won't even pump gas for me.
Oftentimes, certain efforts get recognized, while their obvious predecessors get swept under the rug. I mean, as far as popularity goes, or whatever. I mean, we see it all the time. But one underrated romp never quite got to do what was deserved. I mean, no zombie comedy fad was kicked off when this flick came out. In fact, it was dead on arrival at the box office. But luckily, now with a cult status in tow, the film was brought back to the dead by all of us weirdos in movie land. My Boyfriend's Back is a 1993 zombie teen romance satirical black comedy directed by the mighty Bob Balaban, who's also acted in a few of my favorite movies, but we'll get back to Bob. The film stars Andrew Lowry as Johnny Dingle, a loser who plans a scheme to go to the prom with his dream girl, Missy McLeod. A plan that doesn't go right. And well, Johnny winds up dead, but decides to come back to fulfill his prom night destiny with Missy. The film's shown along with some funny narrations and some really on-point ECS comic book art here. And all the cinematography and such emulates it just perfectly. Really having some straight horror elements as well. Some of them really creeped me out as a kid.
Eternally seeking the flesh of the living. Bloodthirsty zombies.
The horror in the film not being lost at all, as it was produced by Sean S. Cunningham, of Friday the 13th fame. In fact, Missy's house here is actually Nancy's house from the original Nightmare film. And Cunningham put a young first-time director, Adam Marcus, on the film in his directorial debut. However, the studio, being Disney under another banner, decided against it, instead going with Bob Balaban, who's no stranger to black comedies, having directed the classic film Parents some years prior. And oddly enough, the mom and dad in My Boyfriend's Back seem to be a fun little homage to Parents, as they are just delightful.
Look a little pale this morning, son. I'm dead, Dad.
How about some eggs?
I always wanted a spin-off. I don't know, like Meet the Dingles or something. How badass would that have been? And ironically, the film's writer, who also worked on Jason Goes to Hell and Major Payne of all things, went on to do more zombie comedy down the line with iZombie, which, kind of came late to the party. Damn. The film was shot in and around Austin and Round Rock, Texas, at the same time as Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation and Dazed and Confused, and features a lot of crossover actors and crew from both films, including Matthew McConaughey in his feature film debut, and a cutscene victim in Renee Zellweger, and even an OG Chainsaw Massacre alum appears. Along with the first performance of Matthew Fox, and cameos from Philip Seymour Hoffman as the ill-fated Chuck.
Come here, you stinking dead Yahoo toucher!
As well as legends like the great Edward Herrmann and Cloris Leachman. Rest in power, all three of you. The film managed to do a stylistic zombie nearly a decade before its peak popularity, and it's a must-see for any fans of horror or black comedy in general. Almost feeling like a John Waters movie at times. And with the bizarre time-warp setting and dream sequences, and of course, the cheap price on life, it's truly a black comedy classic. Now, 1993 was a big year for movies, and this one was just, kind of lost in the bunch, getting its fair share promotion, but not really catching on for whatever reason. I'm guessing the studio didn't really know how to market it, but upon rewatching, it's crazy how it wasn't a huge hit, and how the leads didn't get bigger roles after this. Tracy Lind, who played Missy McLeod, who I always knew from Class of 1999, she didn't do too much after this and eventually retired, as did the star Andrew Lowry, who, went on to be in the disgraced Clerks TV pilot. Y'all remember that? And, weirdly, the biggest stars of the film proved to be the assorted supporting cast, featuring an odd number of Oscar winners and nominees. And another weird thing, I'm guessing because the Disney connection, the film's moody and haunting theme played throughout is a Mickey Mouse Club song. The film is indeed a classic, and makes a great double feature with Parents. Even if most of the critics disagree. What the hell do they know? I love this movie, and always have since I rented it back in the day on VHS. And it definitely deserved the Blu-ray rollout it got, which features some cool interviews and commentaries. And in my opinion, My Boyfriend's Back would make the perfect midnight movie. If theaters ever reopen. I miss going to the movies. Be sure to subscribe, everybody, and check out some of these other fun videos, why don't you? Thanks for watching, guys. I love each and every one of you. The channel has been growing slowly, and I'm trying to focus a bit more on weird movie stuff. Stick with me. The next few weeks are going to be a little slow as I'm taking a little trip, but I'll be doing some live streams the next few weeks, so be sure to hit that god-dang notification bell. And hey, check out the rest of Staunch Reviews, why don't you? Join all this strange fun, only on Staunch TV.